again, as I mentioned earlier, my preference would be that we look more broadly, science, math, engineering. But in engineering, what we've done is we've used the medical school model. Almost all medical schools in the U.S. have a Department of Medical Education in the College of Medicine. And they graduate PhDs in medical education. And they've been doing this for, what, 30, 40 years. So their journals are very, very good. Academic medicine is an extremely good journal. And so we just said, well, here's another professional school. Engineering is a professional school. Works in medicine. Let's just use it in engineering. So that was the basis for our arguments at Purdue for why we said, let's do this in engineering, because we want to be more like medicine. But it's not the only model. So service learning, yes, it's a very, very important area. Practically, it's widespread, but there hasn't been a lot of systematic research. So what is it about this service learning opportunity that leads to changing of habits of mind or to commitment or to learning? We don't know. And I would argue that it's similar for many of the non-classroom-based pedagogies. Co-op, you send a student off to a co-op. What is it about that experience that really makes a difference for them? Internships. I would argue that internships could be a waste of time. I mean, you might just be a pair of hands or a runner. I mean, you really don't learn the nature of the work. Learning abroad. You know, you send students abroad, and they sit on a tourist bus, and they stay in nice hotels. You know, does that make any difference in their kind of global awareness or their understanding of other cultures? Actually, there's some recent research that says even the short-term tourist kinds of learning abroad opportunities actually do change students' perceptions and their understanding. But we don't know. And so I think that those non-classroom-based pedagogies are perfect areas for more systematic research. You know, let's develop a body of knowledge on what is it that makes a difference in service learning. You know, and how can we make sure there's more of that and maybe less of, you know, what takes time that doesn't change students' conceptions or change their commitment or develop the habits of the heart working with communities and service projects. I mean, that's the goal. You're really trying to develop these habits of the heart, getting people to think differently about other communities and other people. But we don't know. Whereas with classroom-based pedagogies, cooperative learning, active learning, problem-based learning, we know a lot. There have been hundreds of studies that have been done. But outside of the classroom experience, we don't know. So I'd say it's if there are people who are interested, encourage them to study this area because you really need to build that body of knowledge. And I think I'm getting the high sign that the seminar is ending. Is that right? And so we'll take a break. And then for those of you who are interested in really looking at this in much more detail, we'll spend about, I don't know, we can probably do this in 3 to 4 hours, a much more an in-depth look at engineering education research. That's the workshop piece. Oh, by the way, we're going to be looking for people who are willing to do this seminar or a variation on this seminar. We're trying to build a community of people. I've already collared our colleague, Heidi, to consider doing this seminar and the workshop. Because I can tell you that Carl and Jack and Ruth are not going to continue to travel to India and China and Taiwan and Hong Kong and Malaysia. We really want to develop an international community of people who can take this, add their own flavor, their own ideas, because the interest in this area is enormous right now. And we just have to, I think we just have to embrace that and do everything we can to kind of bring people into this community, help them learn how to do this, connect them with others. I think we've started something, but it's up to all of us to keep it going. Thank you very much.